Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the CAD Bootcamp. Today we're going to go over assemblies because yesterday we dived into parts and now we can move on. So how an assembly works is it takes a bunch of parts and it constrains them together in some way or molds them together so that you can make a whole system of parts. For an assembly, you can either create your own custom parts using the skills that we learned from the past 2 days, or you can choose to download a part online. So there are a couple of ways you can download stuff online. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about that. So you can also use the parts that you have already created by yourself. So I'm just gonna show you guys the first way how to import the parts that you created yourself. So what you can do is you can do place for content center. That's the default, but what you really want is place, like you want it to show up like that. And what happens when you do that is it will open up your file directory, and from there you can choose parts. So for example, I'm just gonna click my folder. This is where I've been storing all my CAD files, and I'm gonna click this bootcamp. Okay, I'm just going to open this, and I'm gonna place it. So you can see that I've placed a top hat, and you can see that I can keep on placing as many top hats as I want until I hit the escape button. So after I hit escape, I can't place top hats anymore. And then if I want to, I can place more in. Top hat, open. I can continue placing, and I can even, if I right click, I can rotate them. Oh, like I can rotate along the z-axis, the y-axis. It doesn't look like it did anything, but it did. Or the x-axis. So I can just place like that. Another really cool thing about the assembly is you can ground pieces. Like right now, since there's no constraints on anything, I can move all of them as much as I want. But if I want to ground them, I can just right click and then click grounded right here. So that's how you ground parts. And so yeah, I can also select all of them and then just delete them if I don't want them. So that's how you place a part. Did everyone get that? Type in the chat. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys how to download stuff off of the internet. So I'm going to demonstrate with some robotics parts just because not everything online has a CAD file, but okay. I'm going to share my screen again so you guys can now see this. I'm on the Vex website. Vex is a robot part supplying company, and I'm just going to go to Vex Pro because that's what I use most often. And you can see here that you have the option to download a bunch of hardware. So I'm going to go to hardware, and I'm going to download just a motor. You can download parts off of online if you need to use that parts in real life, especially if you're working with robotics. Knowing how to download is sort of important. So if you go here, usually when you scroll down, at some point it'll say CAD file. So you'll see if you scroll down a little bit, you can put CAD files, and then you can preview them here. Not all websites have the option to preview, but Inventor thankfully does. You can preview what it looks like, and you can click to choose to download. So I will just download this, and sometimes you have to give it a bit of time, but you can see that it's download a dot step file. So now what I can do is navigate back to Autodesk Inventor, and I can place the file that I just downloaded. For that, my downloads automatically go to my download folder, so I'm just going to go here. You have to make sure that you change the files of type to all files, and then you'll see that the step file shows up. So I click that, click open, and because it's a step file, which is like a universal CAD file and not an individual IPT or IAM, which is the part file for Inventor, it's going to bring this this little window up, and it's going to ask you if you want to import it. So you're going to just click OK. You don't have to change anything. Just click OK. And then depending on the size of the file and how complex it is, it might take a while to load. But once you're done waiting for that, it should show up. So if you just give my Autodesk Inventor a minute, you'll see that I now have the option to place them. Again, I can rotate them if I want to, and then when I'm done, I can just click escape. And then there you have downloaded a part off of the internet. So does everybody understand what just happened? I just showed you guys how to place imported CAD files from the internet and use the parts that you have already personally created and the custom parts that you've made and import both of them to Inventor. Okay, does everyone get that? Type in the chat. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to move on and we're going to talk more about how to make these parts interact with each other.